Wake up the world, it's a brand new flow. Stories are brewing with Joe. Pull up a seat, let your truth unfold. Real talk, real hearts, real souls. It's coffee and conversations with Joe, where your voice has room to grow. No judgment, just love that flows. Coffee and conversation.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome into Coffee and Conversation, the #1 podcast. How you think this morning? Well, y'all know it's election season, and what we've been having is candidates coming through, Democrats and Republicans. So I put it out to everybody right now that been on me. If you wanted to come on the platform, get at me in my inbox. Y'all know how we do it, and my team will reach out to you. But today, first of all, y'all got y'all coffee? Y'all know I got that cup of Joe this morning. Today we have a very special guest, and this is going to be fun because guess what? He was in the military. I may have to say sir to him because I didn't rank as high as he was when I was in the military. So I had to say yes sir. But a lot of people been knowing him, right? When we put out there social media that he was coming, everybody like, man, you got him, he's coming. I'm like, yeah, he'll be on Coffee and Conversations on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. He's in the building, and I'm talking about no other than he's running for Lieutenant Governor of Alabama, the one and only Mr. Pat Bishop. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
How you doing this morning?
Doing good.
I always ask these, I ask the politicians. First, how is your tea?
Like I said, I'm going to start calling you Mr. Miyagi. The tea is good. Matter of fact, the tea is great. So thank you for the recommendation. It's good.
Awesome. That is the Filter Coffee Parlor Tea. That's Jeremy Kirkwood, the owner here. Got great products. But I want to ask you this, man, because I know there's a lot going on.
Okay.
How is the campaign trail going for you?
Active.
Okay.
Fast and furious. There are days when you just get up, you drive.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing about my campaign is I work for Sheriff Matt Gentry, who's actually running for Public Service Commission, place 1. So he understands. He said, Pat, you need to take off. So that's great to have a supervisor like that. People are very receptive. On the left and the right, and those who are down the middle. So people are ready for a change. So it's been good.
Okay. Now, I got to get into this, man, because I don't really understand a lot of this stuff when people say they want to run for politics. Because if I'm not mistaken, Pat, can I call you back?
Absolutely, please.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, you was in the military for 26 years.
Correct.
Thank you for your service. All right. That was in the Army, correct?
Yes.
And you jumped out of airplanes and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tough job. Served our country 26 years. Now all of a sudden, well, I ain't gonna say all of a sudden because I don't know when it started for you, but you say I want to be the Lieutenant Governor of Alabama. Before we get into the politics and we get into your stump speeches, Pat, what did you tell your wife?
Good question. So my wife, who's also a military veteran, over 20 years.
Thank you, Ms. Bishop, for your service.
Angela, she also works for the Birmingham Police Department.
Okay.
When I told her after I retired in 2017, after I finished law school, I do plan to run for Lieutenant Governor. Her exact words were, "Let's go."
Really?
Very supportive. People always ask, "Is your wife behind you?" No, she's always been by my side.
Wow. 100%. How many kids?
2. But I joke, I tell everybody I have 4 kids. I have 2 daughters. You know them well. Their names are Siri and Alexa. Okay. So if anyone wants to know about Pat Bishop, reach out to Siri and Alexa. They will tell you everything you want to know. I have nothing to hide.
Right. How old is your daughter?
No, a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Siri
and
Alexa.
Alexa. Siri and Alexa. Internet.
I understood that. But gotcha. 2 days slow, 1 day behind.
We'll pray about it.
I told you, man. Hey, I ain't been on no campaign trail. I'm trying to figure this thing out.
Got it. But my sons, Andrew and Patrick, and here's the joke. Andrew plays football for Newberry College in South Carolina.
Okay.
Patrick attended and played at the University of Alabama. Now, I didn't say football. I said he played. He played a lot. It's called tuition. I still love my son, though.
Bro, that's your dad. Just know, bro. Okay? Conversation between me and your dad. That's between y'all. So, what does the kid say?
100% behind me.
100% behind you.
Absolutely.
So, what does it take for you to sit back and say, okay, I'm working, my wife is working, but I want to go and run for lieutenant governor of Alabama? And I got this is a twofold question. I want you to answer that first.
First thing that's required, I'm a Christ-centered person. Like I said, I'm a minister.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in ministry since 2008.
Mm-hmm.
I give him everything. For the last 3.5 years, I listen to one song every morning. My wife can vouch for this. That is CeCe Winans, Believe For Me.
I love that song.
I want the people of Alabama, if they're looking for a change,
Mm-hmm.
let's move the immovable. Let's break the unbreakable. On May 19th, let's see a miracle. Vote for Pat Bishop. That has been my drive ever since. A common sense campaign. My campaign is based on common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You remember what they used to be like? Common sense that my drill sergeants would talk about. My parents
But
would talk
common sense
about.
ain't always coming, no more.
That's the issue. We've taken God out of everything. And here's what's crazy. We've taken God out of school. Because when I grew up in the 70s and 80s, we prayed every day.
Mm-hmm.
We said the Pledge of Allegiance. They took it out.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to prison, what do they give you? A Bible.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. We've got to get back to the core basics of raising our kids. I want to see the mothers and the fathers back in the homes. So some of those are my reason for my drive.
Can I ask you this? Because you said you're running for lieutenant governor.
Correct.
Why not governor?
That's not what God told me to do. Easy answer. So here's the thing. Before I retired from the military in 2017, somewhere around 2010, 2011, things started to reveal themselves to me. I knew I was coming back to Alabama. I knew I was coming back to Birmingham. I knew I wanted to run for office. I knew I wanted to serve.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I don't wear a uniform anymore doesn't mean I don't serve. My oath is still there. So I asked the Lord, what do you want me to do? Lieutenant Governor. And here's the thing. Lieutenant Governor, we have two missions. First mission is to preside over the Senate. In case of a tie, to cast that tie-breaking vote.
Right.
Next is the most important mission. And we all know how Kay Ivey got to where she is. If the governor's seat becomes vacant for any reason, you need to elect someone who is ready, day one, to step up and become governor. The military, we call that succession of command.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a pretty good fit.
Okay. Because when I hear people running for second in command,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an alpha guy,
Yeah.
right? And if I'm gonna go for it, like if I'm not gonna run for the vice president of the United States, I'm gonna run for the president if I'm gonna run, right? And so when I saw that, I'm like, and I'm talking to the people that know you, right? It's like, why you just didn't run for governor then, right? You gave me my answer. So out there on the campaign trail right now, what are your core values, right, that you are wanting to do? Because I've looked at the lieutenant governor we have right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen some of the things that he's doing or has done since 2019 or 17, something like that. What are your core values?
My core values
Mm-hmm.
are simple. My faith, which we discussed, will always be in God. My family,
Mm-hmm.
and my flag. Those three, I will never do anything to denigrate. Those three. I take those with me. I want to make sure I implement everything I've learned, whether it's from the time I was born till this morning. I'm going to implement everything I can to bring common sense back to Alabama. Because there was a time when Alabama, we ranked pretty good. And we used to laugh at places like Mississippi. We can't do that anymore. We are number one in pre-K in the country. Number one in pre-K. But we're 40th or 45th. You can talk to Siri and Alexa about that. We're 40th or 45th in the country in secondary education. That has to change. We can do better. And one of my fraternity brothers said, well, Pat, how are you going to do that? I said, I'm going to go out and make Alabama better. Go Mob.
Okay. Everybody that I've interviewed over the years say they're going to do better, right? They're going to change.
Okay.
I'm going to be the difference maker. And when they get into that office, very few. I don't know what happens on the day of, I won, and they get behind the iron curtain. I don't know if there's an oath. There are some people sitting back there that say, well, we heard what you said on the campaign trail, but this is what you got to really go do. How do people know, or why should people actually believe that when you get in and the things that you're going to do, that whatever you're able to do as lieutenant governor, that you're going to hold to your word and not be held to the status quo of what we see now today?
I demand to be held accountable. Okay. In the military, we're talking about accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Now, based on what you told me, apparently you've spoken to politicians.
Yes.
And I will tell anyone right now, if you're looking for a politician, my disclaimer is Pat Bishop is not your candidate. Okay? Send a military man to Montgomery who has a spirit that's not afraid. Like I said before, no one owns me. There's no dark money. Alabama Power does not own me. Didn't take a dime. As a matter of fact, we've declined funds for various individuals and entities. That's how committed I am to the people. The Constitution has something called a preamble. We, the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. That gavel that I have, it's not about power, prestige. It's about the people. And that's who Alabama's sending to the lieutenant governor's office. Someone who really wants to make a change, someone who wants to serve. I've been serving ever since I was 5 years old in some type of capacity. Remember the elementary school, they had what they called a crossing guard. Mm-hmm. We had the little red vest. They gave me a flag and I stopped the car. Okay, this is service. I've been doing it ever since. Even right now in Coleman County, I'm stopping cars. So it's about service. I'm doing what's right. Like I said, I demand to be held accountable. I'm going to hold those state legislators accountable. You ever turn put on blast? We're going to stop everybody from just voting present. Okay, that's going to stop. We're going to vote yay or nay. And when you vote, we're going to put it out so everyone knows who.
Okay, let's start right there. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between yay and nay and present?
Present. Let's say, for instance, something comes up.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to serve a certain type of tea in restaurants in Alabama. A tea company has paid you X number of dollars. You can't vote yea or nay. You just vote present. Stay out of it. Stay in the green.
Or hold you more accountable for which way you're going with it.
The thing is, people are afraid to do what the voters sent them there to do. And I keep telling voters, stop sending politicians to fight for you. Because they're going to do whatever's necessary to keep their job. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. How many times have you heard someone say, I'm going to reach across the old aisle? No.
Very true.
That's a copy and paste, okay?
Yeah.
How many videos have you seen or commercial you've seen where I'm Republican, see, I got a shotgun? That's played, okay? That's played. I'm a big Second Amendment supporter. I'm not going to do any commercial showing me with a gun. That's just not going to happen, okay? I'm a conservative. I'm a 1993 conservative.
Okay. So what? This is strange to have to say today in 2026,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what does conservative mean to you in 2026?
Conservative values. Okay. Again, common sense. We're men are men, women are women. We believe in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We believe in this thing called the Constitution. That's conservative values. You start following individuals or various ideologies that separate from the Constitution, you've gone off way too far. I had someone send me a text message a few months ago saying, Pat, are you sure about this? Because the landscape right now looks like a gang war from the 80s. He said, you got different sets of politicians.
Yeah,
you got left wing, right wing, Democrat, Republicans, independents. You got, your Tea Party. You have all these different sets. Well, Pat, what set you claim? And I had to laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm always be a 1993 Republican. I'm a Frederick Douglass Abraham Lincoln Republican. But I'm always going to serve the people.
Is there room now in this swamp that we do see of politics? Is there room for that 1993 Republican? I get what you're saying. I love hearing it. But because of what we're seeing, it's more about, to me, and I've talked to a lot of candidates that came on this show, it's more to me, and you tell me what you see, but I see more about pomosity, right? Or the person everybody knows that can speak the loudest and talk the worst, than down to the core values, down back to the Constitution. Because as I have sat back and watched over the years, people hold the Constitution and the flag and the amendments to certain people when they don't like what they're doing. But when your guy's doing the exact same thing, you don't say nothing about the Constitution, you make an excuse for it. You don't say nothing about the flag, you make an excuse for it. But if they go out and say something about it, you make an excuse for it. So what's the difference now? Because I don't see people that said they was constitutionally bound actually being constitutionally bound anymore.
I think your first question was, is there room for something different?
Mm-hmm.
It's up to the voters. They're going to make the room. And I hope and pray it's Pat Bishop, because we're sick and tired of seeing the same things. Politicians are going to do what politicians do. They're going to lie, they're going to chill, they're going to steal, they're going to cheat. They're going to do whatever they have to do to keep their jobs. I'm different. I will never lie to you. When I sleep at night, I sleep peacefully. I know I've done the right thing. I pray about everything before I do it. That's simple.
You being in office, if when, I always tell my people say, when you win,
When I win,
right, day one, right, what is it that you want to see in your 4 years that you're able to accomplish?
change. Let me give you an example. Those that own, how many vehicles you have?
I have two.
How much are your car tags?
One of the things like 100 and something. I think the other's like 80 something.
Why do we have some of the highest car tags in the country? Now, in the military, you know, we've traveled around. I don't know if you had your Alabama car tags. I had North Carolina car tags.
I never had that. I never served in America. I always served overseas.
That's right. Yeah, I was jealous about that. I've had various car tags from every state, and they've always been cheaper than Alabama.
Okay.
I have a 2006 Ford F-150. Why am I paying almost $200 for a car tag? If you're going to do that, at least make the tag last 2 years or lower it to the national standard. Why are we robbing our people? I want to get rid of the state income tax. Why are we still playing around with grocery tax? It's all about affordability. There's things I want to revamp. Alabama Department of Education, Alabama Department of Corrections, and DHR. Alabama Board of Parks and Roads, Alabama Bureau of Parks and Roads. Leadership of all of those entities must change. And I already have a plan. I have a list of people I'm interviewing as we speak. Get it done. People want to see change.
Now I'm going to ask you something that's probably going to be easy for you. I'm not for sure. As Lieutenant Governor, you're the tiebreaker.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
As Lieutenant Governor, you will be the tiebreaker for the party. You can be, right? What if you're the tiebreaker, but you disagree with it? Are you going to go ahead and go with the party, or are you going to break the tie?
I never go along. I had a general officer, that's a good question. I had a general officer tell me when I was lieutenant, because I'd enlisted as a prior first class, made staff sergeant, then I got direct commission. But I had a general officer tell me, Lieutenant Bishop, you want to get promoted and make the rank of colonel and general, you got to play the game. I didn't make general officer colonel. I don't play the game. That's the worst thing you can tell somebody like me. I don't play the game. I don't play the radio, as we say.
Right.
I do what's right, period. Like I said.
Regardless.
People talk about endorsements. I'm endorsed by the people. Not your powerful people in Hollywood, not your powerful people in Washington, D.C. People in places like Birmingham. Powerful people like Kingston, Alabama, Centerpoint, Woodlawn, Mobile, Baldwin County, Coosa County, Franklin County, Cullinan County. Everyday people. Our teachers, our police officers, our firefighters, our basic people. Those are endorsements that I live off of. Those are the people who I'm working for. Nobody owns me but Jesus Christ and my wife.
As you are here on the campaign trail, you're running for Lieutenant Governor of Alabama. I want to go here with you because I think this is important. Do you understand right now what the average person in Alabama is going through? Do you understand right now that when they vote, they voting because they want somebody to help them because they're going through stuff? And if you do understand that, what are some of the things that you understand that people are going through here in Birmingham, Alabama?
When you travel around the state, or even when you sit at home, you get text messages, emails. Here's something else I do. Every time I go and speak somewhere, I make sure everyone in that building has my cell phone number. And trust me, people call, people text. And I would sit up all night, call and text till my wife says, hey, you need to go to bed, okay? But I would do that all night. It's the military part of me of taking care of people. People are sick and tired of not being able to afford your basic necessities. Because again, gas is almost, what, $5 a gallon? Again, I drive an F-150. I get it. Our teachers, our frontline soldiers, what I call our teachers, are not making what they should be making. They need help. Our first responders, they don't have the support that they need. They need help. We just got to get back to the basics. And what I want to do is put some things in action based on common sense to make Alabama better. So yes, I'm listening. I listen all day and every day.
This is a Republican red state, right? And we get what we get here in Birmingham, Alabama. How are you going to go in, right? Because you're going to be working with the Senate, and slowly change or try to change the mindset. Because what you're saying right now, real talk, that's not what is happening in Montgomery.
Because you got politicians down there. But okay.
But you're elected, right? And you're going to still have politicians that you got to work with.
The whole accountable.
Right? Exactly. So how does that work? Because, as a major, you got these people, you can kick them out the military, right? You can do that because you give them dishonorable discharge. You can't do that as lieutenant governor. So how do you plan to hold people accountable?
Before the interview started, you and I spoke about military classes. The military sent me to the Command and General Staff College. And that's where your senior officers, most of your majors and senior officers go. I was sent as a captain. In that course, you learn how to work with people that you don't normally work with to accomplish the mission. The same principles I've learned in Command General Staff College, which is known as CGSC, I'm going to take to Montgomery. The same principles I've learned and that I preach about in church, I'm going to take that to Montgomery. Because the crazy thing is, before every meeting in Montgomery, they pray. They say the Pledge of Allegiance. But how many of them really live up to the principles, the holy teachings of Jesus Christ? How many truly believe in the oath that they took in front of a flag and on their Bible? I'm going to make them do what they promised to do, hold their feet to the fire. I'm going to let the American people know, the Alabama people know. This is who did what, this is who didn't do what. In 3.5 years, fire these people. If you don't, it's on you. Again, I'm big on accountability.
Wait a minute. Did I hear what I just heard? Did you say that if somebody don't do what they're supposed to be doing, that you're gonna put them on?
You don't do your job, what do you do? If you're a manager, you have somebody that doesn't do their job, what do? You keep them on or you fire them?
Of course, I fire them.
Next in line. It's that simple.
Okay.
I say what I mean what I say.
Okay. That's the military barrier, that's the military background right there.
Facts.
Okay.
I love tough things.
That's gonna be tough.
Successful.
That's gonna be tough because you're a newcomer, right? New ideas, military background, military discipline. These guys are like, man, I've been here 15, 20 years. I'm not gonna let you sit there and tell me what to do. You're not gonna be able to get me out here. I got more money than you and all this other good stuff. It's gonna be tough. I'm not saying it can't be done.
Too. That's their thought.
Right.
That's their thought. They forgot. I'm not trying to tell them what to do. They're the ones that sent them down there to tell them what to do.
So you're going to be in there doing your job, but also keeping American people aware. So when it comes time to vote again, that they'll hold them accountable.
Facts. Here's what you said you were going to do when you came. You politicked, Mr. and Mrs. State Senator. Here's what you did. Here's what you didn't do.
Right.
This is for the people of Alabama. Well, what I meant to say was, no, let's not talk about what you meant to say. Let's talk about what you said. Well, what I tried to do, no, let's talk about what you did or didn't do.
Okay.
Accountability.
Okay. Let's go here. For you to win right now, on May 19th, what do you need?
Votes.
We understand that, but because in Birmingham, Alabama, more women vote than men, right? That's just an actual fact right now.
Just like in church, you have more people. Yeah.
So, and I asked all my candidates this: what is your path to winning? Right? Is it the older group, the younger group, women, men? What do you need for people to show? Because I know everybody wants everybody to come out and vote, but everybody has a strategy of knowing, okay, exactly, if this many people come out or if this segment of people come out, that I have a chance to win.
I've been asked that question. And here's the answer I always give, because again, it's a common sense answer. It's not about the black vote, not about the white vote, not about the men vote, not about the women vote. It is the voters. I need everyone to stop staying at home for the primary elections. The primary elections are very important. That's what dictates who goes in November. Send Pat Bishop to the ballot in November and let's have a change. But we can't do that unless you vote for Pat Bishop on May the 19th. When you walk in your polling place, ask for the Bishop ballot. And let's make Alabama better.
So let's go here.
Okay.
You said change. Does Alabama really want to change?
Based on the information I've been getting, I think so. Matter of fact, I know so.
What kind of change they want?
They're tired, they're sick and tired of the same old, same old. They're sick and tired, like I said before, they're sick and tired of the same commercials that you see. It's almost like Shannara when he says, "Call me, Alabama." Every politician in the state yells the loudest, like I said, has the most money. They're sick and tired of that. They want a common sense, basic approach from a military man who's going to do what's right no matter what. And again, I have an associate degree, 2 bachelor degrees, 2 master degrees, law degree. None of that matters. None of that matters. It's going to bring common sense home.
So bringing common sense back to Birmingham, Alabama, bringing it to Montgomery, it's going to take work, Pat. It's going to take a lot of work. Do you think you have enough following right now to be able to get you to be able to do that for you?
I know I do. Again, I did an article a few weeks ago on alpolitics.com about polls. Okay. Polls lean left, lean right, whomever, depending on who does the polling. Polls can be paid for to lean a certain way as the person who wrote the check wants them to lean. So I tell people, don't listen to the polls. Don't do that. I've seen some people send articles. I was endorsed by this many thousands of people. This county commissioner, I was endorsed by this mayor. And okay, got it. Well, Pat Bishop's been endorsed by your citizens. So I'm glad you have an endorsement from these leaders in leadership positions. But if their citizens are voting for me, then what? So don't believe the polls. Don't believe endorsements.
What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I read a lot. I love exercise. I'm getting back into it. And believe it or not, what I do for fun, I help veterans.
Okay, what does that look like?
So when I left law school, I also started mediation practice after taking the mediation course. Why do us help veterans get their compensation that they need and they deserve? Help veterans and their kids get the education benefits they need and deserve. Help spouses of deceased veterans get what they need. It is easy for me to do. I can do that in my sleep. God bless me with a gift. I've had several state troopers and some officers reach out to me and other first responders. Hey, Pat, I'm frustrated with the VA. I can't read this stuff. They would come see me. We'll meet, go over the documents. I said, I got it. I'll meet you again next week to get documents. They have everything they need.
Wow.
That's what I do for fun.
That's fun.
That's fun. Helping people is fun to me. Again, service. Service. A culture for service, service for humanity.
Wow. You know, as I've talked to a vast number of candidates over my lifetime, and I always ask them that question, like, what did it do for fun? I've never heard that one. I've never heard that question right there. So when you was in the military, right, what all did you do? I know you jumped out of airplanes, right? But what all did you do besides that?
So when I enlisted as 19 Delta. I became an 88 Mike. 19 Delta is the cavalry scout.
Okay.
88 Mike is a truck driver.
Okay.
Then you have your United 6 Delta, which is your imagery artist. I got commissioned in 2004 as a signal officer. Then I did anti-terrorism and public affairs. Then I traveled abroad for various reasons, various missions, and what have you. So I know you probably try to ask me a question, but I did sign a non-disclosure agreement on some of the things I've done.
No. I'm not like this is not, you know me, I told you it's not that kind of platform.
Okay.
No. But the other thing I want to go here is when as you had to run for office and being in the military, what was one of the scariest moments that you had when you was in the military?
94, Fort Bragg. We were doing a night parachute op training. You know, the job of the 82nd Airborne Division and the 17th Ranger Regiment is mostly to secure airfields when we land.
Before you go, I got to stop you, Pat.
Okay.
You jumped out the airplane, correct? The moving one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How high was the airplane?
Anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 feet.
Okay. And you decided to jump out of it?
That's what you have to do, Joe. That's what you have to do, yeah.
Voluntarily, just jump out.
Either way, you're going out the door. So,
Okay.
yeah. Either way, you're going out the door. If you need help, they're going to help you.
They're going to push you out.
But that'll be your last time to play. But people like me, you got to understand. If you met me at 5 or 6 years old, you knew, and my family knows, I have been wanting to join the military ever since I was 5. Before my mother passed, we were cleaning some of her stuff out. She found some documents where I had wrote the Navy when I was 10 years old. Wow. I wrote the Navy.
You wrote the Navy at 10?
I did. I wrote the Marine Corps at 12. Hey, I'm Pat Bishop. I live in Kingston, Alabama. I think I'm pretty smart. I want to join the Navy. What's required? And they wrote me back. We're glad you're entering the Navy, but since you're only 10 years old, and this,
But they actually wrote you back.
they did. They did.
Wow.
They did.
Okay.
But like we said before, Pat Bishop does not do water unless it's soap, suds, and chlorine. I saw a movie called Poseidon Adventure and the Titanic. They killed that.
Okay, man. But see, that's something. Stop it.
What?
You jumped out the moving plane, bro. You talking about you ain't gonna do water? Come on now.
I can deal with a quick death, but all that swimming around and circling when something touched my leg, it's a wrap. So, like I said, I'm not afraid of anything, but drowning, no. If my chute don't open, got it. I can deal with that. So in '94, I had a airborne incident where my parachute did not open. So I had a few seconds to deploy my reserve chute.
Yeah.
When I woke up, I was being medevac to Womack Army Hospital in Fort Bragg. And those who saw what happened said, man, your chute didn't open and you slammed against the plane on your way out.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I did have a head injury or what have you. After about a month and 82nd, because they don't want you to lose your nerve. And if you're a valuable person, they put you right back up. And I did. And to this day, I miss it. If I can jump out of a plane right now, I promise you I would.
You jumped out the plane. The chute didn't open.
Right.
You slammed into the moving plane, and you got back and did it again later.
What a mighty God we serve. So that's why nothing in Montgomery scares me. Nothing.
I would think so.
Well, here's my thing. I often tell people, even from my situations in Somalia, I've taken lives for this country, which is in essence, I've saved lives for this country.
Right.
I've always fought for you. I will always fight for you. That's just who I am. I don't like bullies. I love a good bully because I'm going to break you down very quickly. So that's why I really get to Montgomery, because a lot of people being bullied.
Okay.
Including our citizens in Alabama.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So I'm a person who don't know Pat right now. I'm watching this video, watching this show. Tell me something that you haven't told other people, right? That people don't know.
But there gotta be a reason why I ain't tell them, Joe. What?
But I'm Joe Lockett. I'm going to ask that question, right? Tell me something that people don't know about you.
So there's always usually a question that I told a bunch of kids over there in Montgomery. We were down there shooting film for a commercial. How did you become a Republican?
Okay.
Fair question. Pat Bishop was born and raised as a Democrat. That's most people. In our churches, you hear Democrat, 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 Democrat. Okay. That's what you go with. When I deployed to Somalia in 1993, this 19 or 20-year-old Democrat saw what happened. A part of Task Force Ranger. My mission was simple: to capture or kill General Mohammed Farah Aidid. The task force commander, General Garrison, told the Clinton administration, enlist Aspen what we needed, which was up armored vehicles for exactly what we need to do to run that mission.
Okay.
We were told no. And I think you know what happened. We lost 18 American lives, but we balanced the budget. But what was the cost? As soon as I got back to the United States, I joined the Republican Party in 1993. And that's the conservative Republican Party.
So you think if that was a Republican president, they would have went ahead and gave the order?
I know they would have. Historically, Republican presidents have always taken care of the military to make sure we had everything we've always needed.
Okay.
The ones that I've served under.
I'm not going to debate you on that. I'm a conservative myself.
Okay.
And, I really don't, on this platform, I try not to talk about the Republican or the Democrat or conservative party, because what I want people to know is I want them to know you, Pat.
Right.
I want people to know who you are and what you stand for. Right. The things that people will go out and say on these different platforms, right? You can say a stump speech all day.
Facts.
Right. But for us to sit here and have a conversation about who you are, what you want to do, what you think about, I think that's more important for this conversation. I mean, for the people of Alabama for voting.
Those that know me know I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. If anyone calls me, if I can help you, I'm going to help you. My wife said, "You're going to be the most broke lawyer one day." I said, "Well, it is what it is."
Right.
Of course,
But you retired from the military though, so you're okay.
I'm good. I'm good. You know, I still work, so
Right.
fine.
Right. So you grew up in Birmingham, Alabama?
I did.
Okay. And I from what I understand, you went to Ramsey High School.
Yes.
One of those elite back
Oh,
then.
stop it.
One of the elite high schools
Cut it
back
out.
in the day.
Cut it out. Then we did have some of the best looking women in the city. Ricky Smiley said that himself.
Okay.
Ricky, you said that. But no, not every guy had a car. My car was a big yellow bus with tinted windows. Okay. So,
Okay.
but Ramsey was great. But what happened was I went to Jones Valley High School 1st, which I love. If you remember 1988, 89, in the wisdom of Birmingham City school system, they closed several schools.
They did.
Jones Valley, Banks,
Glenn.
in that area.
Because I went to Glenn, they closed it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was blessed to have 2 classes that I still go to. I go to the events for Jones Valley Comprehensive Magnet High School and every event that Ramsey High School has.
Yeah, I have Glenn, West End, and Minor. Glenn closed. I went to West End. Well, I left from West End and went to Minor.
What you in the witness protection program? Wait a minute. What?
That part.
Got it. We'll pray about it.
No. Honestly, it's real simple. Glenn closed because I wanted to go to Glenn. But when Glenn closed, I had to go to West End.
I remember.
And West End, I was starting to get in a little bit of trouble. And my parents moved from West End to Forestdale. So I moved to Forestdale. High school was Minor High School. Right. So that's the reason why that I went to those different high schools. I did not want to go to a county school. I didn't even know nothing about it. Yeah. At the end of the day, I learned to love it because they needed less credits than public high schools. And so when I got to Minor High School, I only had to do 2 classes my junior year and 1 class my senior year because I had did all the other stuff when I was in public school.
End result is to graduate.
Yeah, the Minor school was I don't know anybody at Minor for real.
Wow.
Because when I went there, I went to my 11th grade year. I only had 2 classes.
Oh, I left this out. I did go to Carver High School in Montgomery for a 6-week term.
Okay.
I was a Wolverine for 6 weeks.
Okay. So did you get any kind of scholarship out of school?
No, 2 weeks after graduation, I went straight to basic training. 2 weeks.
Okay, so you went straight into the military. You knew that you were going into that military
since I was 5 years old.
Okay.
Yep.
So where did you go to boot camp at?
I'm sorry?
Where did you go to boot camp?
Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
How long was your boot camp?
8 weeks.
8 weeks?
AIT, 8 weeks. All at Fort Leonard Wood.
Okay.
I couldn't wait to leave Fort Leonard Wood. Missouri is strange.
You know, for the military people that are watching the show today, what was the toughest thing for you about boot camp?
I'm going to be very honest.
Sure.
Very honest. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. You got to understand, my mother and father were very, very, very strict and disciplined. So drill sergeants yelling at me, that wasn't nothing different.
Yeah, that was easy.
Teachers at Kingston Elementary School yelling at you, that wasn't different.
I didn't have any problem with that. Mine was because I joined the Navy. The running I got used to. Getting up early in the morning, not an issue. When they said, Pat, see that thing right there? Go to the top, climb to it, 20 feet up, jump down that little hole, push yourself back up, backstroke to the end of the pool, take your pants off, turn it to air in it, make it a flotation device, and float back.
Yeah, second thoughts.
Hey, no one told me about that, bro.
Yeah, we didn't have internet back then. Yeah.
So, I'm a brother, okay? Black man. Live in Birmingham, Alabama. Our swimming pool was, at the rec center where no water was ever in them.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So what I tried to do was, go to my friend, they lived in an apartment complex, and try to teach myself, how to swim. Because real talk, man, was nobody back then telling me really what all I had to go do.
Right.
But you had to get through this. And so, Pat, I got up on that thing. I went up there, bro. That's the highest I ever been in my life. First time ever. I'm 18 years old.
Right.
Now, The other folks jumping off. Comes to me, Pat. I ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
West End.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm that dude.
Right.
Pat, I jumped off. I got that boy right.
So you got that part.
Pat.
Okay, you got that right. Okay.
I should have did this. I did this right here because you come down and they tell you put the hand straight down. That part was good. I pushed back up because when you come from 20 feet, you going straight down regardless, bro.
Inertia shift.
America, let me tell you something. I couldn't swim back.
You ain't know that before you jumped in the pool. You ain't tell
I know it.
So,
But somehow I thought the little stuff I did at that apartment complex, something's gonna happen, right? I had to do it.
verily, I said to thee, something's gonna happen.
It did. It didn't go well. I hit the bottom of the
Who was
water.
your pastor? We didn't have a conversation with your pastor.
I went to the bottom of the water.
Oh my God.
I shot up. I did that for
Okay, okay.
They said, put your hand down and do this here.
Right.
I did that. And then I started fighting because I'm scared now. Because I didn't came up, but I don't know what to do. I
Just
can't
flat.
float.
Just flat.
Pat, when I said I couldn't float, Pat, when them boys came out, everybody, I just said like this here. I woke up on the side of the pool. I didn't hit the side of that plane. I woke up on the side of the pool. they patting on me right. They pulling me out of the water right and telling me, hey, you okay? You gonna be okay? But here's the thing. You had to get through that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Before you get to basic training.
Right.
You got 3 times. First time was bad, right? And so they send you to the little remedial thing,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
A little bit,
Do what you did wrong. Yeah.
In between training time, after you need all this stuff all day long, you maybe get 20 minutes to go to remedial to try to learn some of the basics. Let me just say this, Pat. It was the ugliest thing in the world. I'm sure on that third track, I knew I was going home, and I was going home a failure, Pat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't going home, bro. I was not when they tried to come in and get me. Cause I had learned how to be able to do this. Because you had to come from this pen and get to that end of the pool, right? So I learned how to go do that. But taking them pants off and putting that thing around me, bro, I was going down, bro. I was going down. I was fighting because you got to keep yourself up and tied at the same time.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. I made it.
So this is funny.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we have this conversation.
Man, you got me sitting there crying and laughing at myself.
So how about the exact same thing? Exact thing happened to me in RIP, Ranger Indoctrination Program.
Okay.
So Fort Bragg has RIP, just like Fort Benning has RIP. So Bragg has a pre-RIP, pre-Ranger, you name it. So they send you Fort Benning, you're ready. That's I'm good. I don't need to rehearse. I can swim. Not knowing that you got to swim with your weapon in an attempt to keep it out of the water.
Yeah.
No problem. So the first thing you do your calisthenics. You do your push-ups, sit-ups, 2-mile run.
Right.
Killed it. 2 miles, 13 minutes. Push-ups, 60, sit-ups, about 70.
Right.
Got to Dowell Stadium. The pool was in Dowell Stadium, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go to the top, dive to the top diving board, jump off with your weapon, yelling Ranger, release your weapon, get out of your gear in the water, swim to the side. Too easy. Then they said, okay, go to the other side, you got to swim 25 meters. That's like from here to probably where the young lady is in pink, swim there. No problem. Got my weapon. They said, swim, Ranger, jump, straight to the bottom. They got me out of the pool, get the back of the line, try it again. I'm like, I'm tired. I got to do this again. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. I said, okay, I got an idea. Because you're in full uniform, boots and all. Boots and all.
Yeah, you coming in, yeah.
So, okay, I got it. This time, I'm going to sling my weapon across my back. I get up there. He said, nope, you got to swim in your hand to hold above water. I said, okay, I got it this time. This is what my mind told me to do. Jump in, get to the bottom, walk on the like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Just walk to the other side. Man, I swallowed about 30 gallons of water. So that was a memory.
But you know something, man, you know, as we sit here and have this conversation over coffee this morning, and you know that you're running for lieutenant governor of Alabama, you know, we sit here, man, and we share these stories, right? Of perseverance. We have something similar in common, that we thought we could do something and we couldn't.
But we tried it.
We tried. But we beat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when I was in the military, Pat, and we started out with I think it was like 80 or 90 people, and we graduated with 50.
Oh, attrition, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There were, I think, 5 awards given out. I got one of them, right? You know, for us getting promoted. And then there was, you know, I think when you first get in, they gave out different little ranks, you know, guidon, RCPO,
Right.
what was called.
This team lead, that team lead.
Yeah, team lead,
yeah.
right? I was one of them, right? So I was born for greatness. And I knew that at that time. I just couldn't swim. I joined the Royal Marine Service.
Well, you talk about sink or swim. Yeah.
But now I can swim now.
Yeah.
I can swim now. But, you know, as we have this conversation, man, and people listen to it and you're going out there voting, I must say this. I know that some people are afraid to vote for something new,
Right.
to vote for something that's a change, right? But sometimes you got to go through your fear to figure out what's on the other side.
Well said.
And if people want something that's different, right, and they want to go through the change, even though you may fear this, Pat said he's the change, right?
Thanks.
Pat said he's that person that, you know, that he's going to stand there, he's going to do what he's going to say he's going to do, and he's going to go to Montgomery and fight for the people of Alabama. As we go through this right now, man, number one, I want to thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for
being able to come out here and cut up with me for a little bit, bro. I know it's a different interview. I mean, a conversation that you had.
enjoyable.
Right?
Enjoyable.
Yeah, I like having these conversations, man, because I like to get to know people. And I want to say this to you: I keep saying if, when you win,
When I win,
okay, I need you to come back.
I will.
Okay, don't act like don't turn your phone off now. Okay,
I'll meet you at the pool.
okay. I'm bring my. I'm
With
bring my.
the floaters and all.
I'm gonna bring my M16. How about that?
Touche.
Okay, you want to do that, Major? You want to do that, sir?
Touche.
But before we get up out of here, man, I always do this with my guests, Pat. I turn the show over, right? And I love for you to tell the people that's watching the show whatever you want to say about Pat Bishop running for Lieutenant Governor of Birmingham, Alabama. Show it's yours.
Alabama. It's time to make a difference. CeCe Winans is one of my favorite gospel singers.
Sit back.
Every year, we look for something different. 3 years ago, CeCe Winans wrote a song, Believe for It. Every morning, I listen to that song. On May the 19th, go out and vote for Pat Bishop. Let's move the immovable. Let's break the unbreakable. On May 19th, let's see a miracle. Alabama's already beautiful, but we can make it better. Let's go out and make it better together. It's not about this side or that side. It's about we, the people. Let's make a change. Let's make Alabama better on May 19th. Vote Pat Bishop. Thank you.
All right, guys. If you want change, you heard him here on Coffees and Conversations, right? He overcame a lot, even with the M16 at the bottom of the pool with me. Okay. All jokes aside, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview with the one and only Pat Bishop. Man, we want to thank him for his service. We want to thank him for taking his time off his busy schedule out there on the campaign trail to come by Coffees and Conversations. And we want you guys to go out and hopefully these conversations that we're having with the candidates, right, is helping you be more educated about the vote that you want to go out there and do instead of just listen to stump speeches and just watching commercials, right? And going to their pages and seeing the stuff that people are writing. Know your candidates, right? Go out there right now. And I say this for all my candidates. Go out there and follow their page, right? Reach out to them. Go talk to them. See, and if you can hear them speak somewhere else, go to those places and do your homework on your candidates. Don't just go, and I'm saying this from Joe Lockett, don't just vote down the line because it's the easiest thing to do. Because national elections do not affect you at home. Local elections affect you at home. Local elections is what changes things here in Alabama. And we need, if you're looking for a change, I'm not telling you how to vote, whether you vote Democratic or Republican. That's on you. But make sure that whatever you're voting for, whoever you're sending to Montgomery on May the 19th to run in November, make sure that they're fighting for what you feel is your best interest for your family. Me and boy Joe Lockett, Coffee and Conversations. And you guys stay tuned. Next week we got another guest coming up. But I never tell you who it's going to be. Stay locked in. You know how I feel about you, right? Get on back to your coffee. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I love you.